This is the KoperCrabb Podcast.
I'm Cheney Crab.
I am Navene Copperweiss.
Copper and wise. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks.
Well, I noticed that whenever I say my name, it's like Copperweiss.
Copperweiss. If you guys have any questions to submit to the podcast, email us at KoperCrabbPodcast@gmail.com. If you would like to support the podcast, buy a shirt at the link in our description. I think you can also donate money to us through our link tree. If you want to do that. I believe so, yeah. I know you can through our band link tree, but...
so be the first one and
I'll hook
donate
it up.
some money.
I'll hook it up. I'll turn the button on before we post this.
There you go. You heard it first.
You heard it here first, folks. This is the Metal's news station.
Yeah,
after
metal
all,
news
right?
site, gossip.
Top metal news site.
What have you.
You hear about things on our podcast about 10 years after they happen. We're very efficient.
Yeah. If we make a albums of the year list, you're going to get albums from a lot of different years.
Dating back as far as 1972.
I was thinking about that though. If you're making an album of the year list, why does it have to be that year? It's just the albums that I listened to that year.
I always do that. Well, if I make a list in my honorable mentions, I always am like, these are actually the albums I listened to this year.
Because to make a list of a bunch of albums that came out in 1 year, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but that's kind of hard for me to do.
It's super hard. It's also just hard for me to name an album of the year. That would be completely impossible for me. So many albums come out in 1 year. Even a top 10 list, it's kind of like, I'm really trying to narrow it down here. I mean, especially if we're doing it the way that you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never been able to do it. I don't even know why I'm thinking of that right now, but it's off topic. It's not the end of the year.
It's not.
That's what we said.
The beginning of the year.
That's what we said. We said on this show, everything is just discombobulated.
So we're talking we're right now compiling our top 10 album of the year lists of 2015.
Yeah, we do things on our own timeline. We don't play by other people's rules.
That's what's up with us. We throw you curveballs.
You never know what you're gonna. You never know what you're gonna get. You're like, oh, it's March. Cool. It's time for talking about albums of the year
from 2015.
So,
but anyway, you have it. Yeah, you guys. I think you. Anyways, send us an email if you want to submit a question for the podcast. A lot of people have been submitting questions lately. I'm really feeling this.
We've been sort of not taking a whole lot of questions lately, just goofing around a lot. Yeah. So we figured we would dedicate some time to your guys' questions.
Yeah. Before that, though, we are about to go on tour. So come and check us out in one of the cities. I don't know if we need to go through and name them all again. That's not
KoperCrabb, by the way.
No, that's not KoperCrabb. That is our band, our metal band.
Although a live KoperCrabb show, it would be sick.
Now that would be cool.
That would be fun.
Now that seems like a good idea. But I think that...
You don't have to load, right?
Oh, man.
So first of all, you and me are flying.
So it's like a DJ.
We're flying from city to city.
Yeah.
I'm bringing nothing. Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Except for maybe, I don't know.
I'm using a house mic.
Yeah, I'm rolling through with a house mic.
I'm rolling up to the house mic.
Wait a minute. If we're doing a live episode, do I have to do all this producer stuff? Probably.
Oh, damn.
Fuck. I get shafted every time.
Yeah, well, you've always wanted to be a DJ.
Yeah, I know.
So you can just do the DJ thing. It's
I am a DJ of sorts.
It's
I'm
the
DJing
same button
our
pushing,
voices,
right,
kinda.
Navene? Wink. It's the same kind of button pushing that a DJ does.
Like people try to stick up for DJing. No, it's like, I mean, it's kind of hard. It's not like playing guitar.
I know. You remember back in 2012 where everyone was trying to equate. Don't get me wrong. Being a good producers and DJs are two different things. Producers are like Skrillex. I love a good producer.
He's also a good DJ, though.
He's a good DJ too. Yeah. So these are two different things, though. If you're exclusively a DJ, it is not like mastering.
It's like
I don't know.
It's
maybe
a skill,
it is.
But
I don't think it takes as long.
It's just funny that we're saying that because Chani and I like love DJs and we like going to that kind of stuff.
No, I really do.
But let's be real here, dude. Come on. It's not
Navene has DJ'd many parties I've been to. Really? I could say many. You have DJ'd like
DJing is
15,
fun. It's a great
20.
thing. And it is a skill. But is it the same as like playing the harpsichord?
I don't know.
I wouldn't say so.
Also, this isn't an also, but I've been wanting to get some CDJs.
Yeah, dude, totally.
That seems fun. Every time we go somewhere and see a person doing that, I'm like, I feel like I could get into that.
Well, that's the move because the way that they do them now is you just have your music on a thumb drive. So you roll up to the show, your shit's on a thumb drive, you plug it in.
Yeah.
And you're like, I need 2 vodka Red Bulls. And then they give you 2 vodka Red Bulls. And then you just fucking have hella fun all night.
Flip that shit. Navene, we need to get your drums on a track. And then you can just sit back there and like headbang and like, do the thing.
No, I would be the conductor.
Get 2 vodka Red Bulls.
I would conduct.
Like Frank Zappa.
I don't know how I would conduct you though.
What is that?
Like when you're doing a high, I'm like.
Yeah. And then a low's like this. And then when you want like what are the guttural? How do you do like a guttural?
You're like, guttural is like.
It's like lower. Yeah, low. There we go.
Also, by the way, this podcast is a video podcast mainly.
Yes, so in case you're wondering what kind of hand gestures we're making and how cute my coat looks this week.
Chani's coat is just a hit in Nashville. I mean, geez.
Dude, everyone is loving my coat.
We can't go anywhere without her getting a comment on that coat.
I know. It's crazy.
Or people wanting to try it on or take a picture with it on. I mean,
it's like they've never seen a coat like this before.
It is amazing.
We're not exaggerating either. We
were just at dinner and a girl was like, "Oh my God, I'm just like feeling your like she couldn't even put it into words." I was like, "Oh, her vibe."
I think she just meant my coat.
I know, but
I think the coat was like, the coat offers a mystique. An impenetrable mystique.
Who's the girl in the coat?
Who's that girl in the coat?
Woo, that thing is salty as hell.
Can I try it?
Man.
Navena's made, I think, probably the saltiest
I'm
drink
making
of all time. And
cocktails.
he came in here and he had the nerve to say it was good.
Oh, it's amazing.
The other night we went out to dinner and Navene really poured an entire like salt shaker's worth of salt into his water. Yeah,
that didn't really go. It wasn't the right application.
Oh my God. Dude, you've been reading too much bro science.
This isn't a bro science thing. I just actually like it. But you want to hear something weird? So on
that reminds me of a warhead.
Exactly. So on the last maybe 2 podcasts, I've been making these little drinks that are vodka, lemonade, and a bunch of salt, and you shake it up and then pour it. And now what you're supposed to do is put it over sparkling water. But then I got this ad in my news. I have some stupid news thing that comes into my email. They have ads, and one of them was for this like salty electrolyte drink.
Huh.
And it was like pay $5 or get a starter pack for free.
Right.
And I was like, salty electrolyte drink, that sounds like something I would like. Because it's right after I've been making these salty drinks.
Yeah, totally.
So I got it.
We've been calling them salty boys.
I got it. Free ad for this company, Element. What up? I wish they would endorse me. But look at this. I got a whole pack of these things, these little packets. They're super salty. They got electrolytes.
Yeah, like the most salty. You know when you wake up in the morning and you haven't had anything to drink or eat yet, and you eat something or drink something super salty, and it just like puckers up your tongue?
Woo!
That's what I feel like your drink does to me every time I take a drink of it.
So I mixed one of these. I think this is for like, working out, like replace the salt.
Yeah.
But I mixed
Navene logic is...
My logic
that's a good drink.
I mixed it with some sparkling water, lemon, and 2 shots of vodka.
It's actually not the worst thing I've ever had.
Awesome.
I've had much worse drinks.
It is so good.
And
you know what the flavor of this one is?
Can I also interrupt you to say that it's so salty that you can't taste any alcohol in it.
There you go. 100%. There's no alcohol.
I can't tell that there's alcohol in it.
But this is chili mango. So it's actually a little hot. Got a little hot kick to it.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
I don't know, dude. These things are, I was checking it out, and I might be subscribing to this thing.
Free advertisement, Navene. Don't let that thing have too much airtime. Jesus.
Brought to you by, I wish that we were like a podcast that had ads, and I could be like, I love this stuff. You know what I do is I make cocktails with it.
Is it called Lament?
I think it's called Element.
Oh.
Like, you know,
that's
your
creative.
elements.
Yeah, I like the packaging. Very nice.
Anyway, I got $5. Let me see how many of these I got. I got a bunch of them. Like 10. Really good. I love them.
That's awesome.
This is my kind of thing. Salty drink. Love it.
I'm drinking a wine called Bay Bridge Red Blend directly from the motherland of our podcast, the Bay Area.
San Francisco.
It's very sweet. It was $2 at the grocery store, so I said that's the wine for me.
There we go. I'm proud of you.
I know, because usually no one knows this about me, but I'm a very expensive date.
I know it. But I was like, there we go.
So when I picked out the $3 wine, Navene
I was like, there we go. $2.99. I can work with that.
Yeah. It reminded me of $2 Chuck.
Yeah. $2 Chuck, I think, is $3 now.
Yeah, they raised the prices.
Went up to $3
$2 Chuck at Trader Joe's.
Dude, I was thinking of Trader Joe's today.
There's one across town in Nashville. I looked it up before we moved because I was like, but you know what? Honestly, when when I know what I want to get at the grocery store, Trader Joe's isn't the spot I want to go to.
Really?
Yeah, I like going, because when we do like diets and stuff and go to the grocery store, it's like I know the exact brands.
I know, but there's some diet-friendly stuff at Trader Joe's that you like.
That's true. Ideally, I would go to Trader Joe's. No, ideally, I would just go to like a farmer's market and get some things at Trader Joe's, and then
Trader Joe's here
Walmart.
It's like in Nashville, right? It's like
it's a long way away.
Yeah. We live a little outside of Nashville,
so we're not going to be driving there anytime soon.
But I was thinking about how it would be cool to make a Trader Joe's. I'm not gonna go all the way there. But.
Yeah. Maybe on tour we'll visit a Trader Joe's.
There we go.
So like I was saying, we're about to go on tour. We leave in 2 weeks with our metal band, progressive death core metal technical,
our metal outfit
prog band, Entheos. We're going on this thing called Tech Trek with Archspire and Inferi and Vulvodynia, and you can find the dates in our description.
Or listen to last week's episode when we went through each and every date.
And we talked about our favorite things from each city. So when we go on tour, I think we might try to shoot the podcast from the van.
How sick would that be?
That would be, y'all need to drop a comment below. Should we shoot from the van?
If we get 5 likes on a comment, should we shoot from the van? We're shooting from the van.
Then we're shooting from the van.
So 5 likes.
I'll be the first like.
Free giveaway at 10 likes.
Free giveaway of our podcast in the van at 10 likes. But it starts in Seattle, and it's going to be our first show that we've played in 3 years.
I cannot believe that.
I can't
crazy.
either.
We didn't try to go on tour immediately after the COVID stuff.
No, we didn't.
We were sitting tight.
To be completely honest with you, we wanted to have we just finished our album this week. I finished recording vocals on our album. The album is done. It sounds like that. But we wanted to wait until our album was out to go on a tour, and the initial plan was to have a single out before this tour, which isn't going to happen, but it's for a good reason. We spent a lot of time on this. I got in an accident. We got Evan Brewer on bass, where it took some time to do all of that stuff. So
we made a cross-country move in the middle of it all. So, we had to flee. We were wanted in California, so we had to leave state lines.
Yeah. So I'm actually afraid of going back on tour because I might be arrested.
Yeah, both of us are we're not welcome there. So that's a story for another podcast.
Yeah.
I guess.
So yeah. But yeah, come and see us on tour. Say hi. Do you listen to the podcast? Tell us in real life.
We are playing in Santa Cruz, California.
Yeah.
Where we used to have our life.
Our origins are definitely a part of my heart will always be in Santa Cruz for sure. Yeah, I love it there.
Agreed. It's going to be weird to be there, dude.
It's going to be awesome though. I'm excited because I loved living in Santa Cruz. It's going to be so fun now, though, to go back and see all of our friends, see your mom, your brother, your whole family is coming.
That's right.
It's just going to be so fun. We started our band there. We started our podcast there. Without Santa Cruz, we wouldn't be the Navene and Cheney of now.
The people that we are now.
Yeah, Navene's from there, so.
It's definitely going to be weird to like visit.
I know.
You know?
So weird because for so long we were from Santa Cruz.
Has it been long enough to feel like we're going to be visitors, or are we going to be like, oh, we're just home?
No, we're going to feel kind of home for sure.
Yeah. Because today I was going to buy fabric to make those sound panels.
Mm-hmm.
We're building a studio, by the way. And I was in the parking lot of the Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, I'm like still in Nashville. This is weird.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just still here.
Like this is the longest I think I've been. Yeah, this is the longest I've been out of California, like ever.
Yeah, and that's not saying that in a bad way. I love being in Nashville. It's amazing, and I 100% love that we moved here, but it's just weird.
It's weird.
And I experienced this after I moved away from Des Moines.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of weird to be away from the place that you lived for so long.
Right.
But I really feel at home in Nashville. You
Me
know,
too.
we know, like, last week we went and saw the ocean in Leprous, and we just know a bunch of people at shows.
It was
Our
great.
friend was working merch, and it's just, I feel very at home here. And I think, well, I know that the metal community is why I feel so at home. The metal community is so amazing, and it's like we're all a part of this special little niche, and going on tour has allowed us to know people in a ton of different places, and there just so happens to be a high concentration of those people in Nashville.
Yeah, and a lot of people are moving here.
A lot of people are moving here. There's a crazy...
Copying me and Cheney, obviously. It's whack.
Of course. But there's a crazy awesome music scene here. Yeah. I just love it here so much.
It is.
But
it'll
be interesting to go back to Santa Cruz for sure.
Yeah, and I think it'll even feel... It's like... It's not like a bad weird. It's just like, whoa, I'm like still here.
You know what? I know this
it's been how long now? It's been like 3 months.
I know this sounds crazy, but I kind of want to take my scooter on tour.
Uh-oh. Danger.
Well, last time was, but I kind of,
Wait, you haven't ridden it since the accident?
No, I haven't.
Whoa.
But it would be fun. I was just thinking about how fun it would be to be in Santa Cruz and go check out the boardwalk. And I was just like, how am I going to get over to the boardwalk quickly and for not a bunch of money? And it's with my scooter.
Well, from Santa Cruz, you could walk to the board. I mean, from
the Catalyst.
The Catalyst, you can walk there. It's like a 15-minute walk.
Yeah, but it's like a 5-minute scooter ride.
Yeah, I know. That's why I love them scooters.
I know.
I've ridden mine a few times, so.
Yeah, I'll probably ride mine. I'm just never going to ride mine after I've had a drink ever again in my life. Yeah. Never doing that.
Truth be told, I have ridden mine after I've had a couple drinks again.
That's not good. that means you haven't learned anything, Navene.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't be laughing about it, but I mean,
you can't turn back time, you know.
I was being really safe. Though.
Yeah.
I hope our parents aren't listening to this. Jesus.
My mom listens to every podcast.
Well, it was just me, and
wow. No. You're just digging yourself.
All right,
don't do it again.
Let's edit that part out.
Let's edit that part out.
Well,
I will never do that.
I wouldn't let you do it. And if you
what
were,
does that mean?
And if you were around,
stop.
Why does that just stop?
Because you shouldn't be doing it either.
Yeah.
Neither of us.
It wasn't
should do
like,
that.
it was. I shouldn't make excuses. That was stupid.
Yeah, that's really dumb.
You
live and you learn. So you got to learn from it. You shouldn't do it again.
I would like to ride my scooter around where we live now. It'd be fun.
Yeah, we really should. We live close to water.
Yeah.
So anyways, come and see us on tour. Maybe you'll see me driving my scooter.
Sober.
Incredibly sober.
Hey, well, if that's the worst thing I've done, then I'm doing okay, I guess.
Oh my God. But Navene's been building a studio, which looks awesome.
I was like going to show pictures of it on here, but
Let's do it in a couple of weeks when it's done.
Let's do like a picture slideshow.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man, it's looking awesome.
It looks really awesome. It looks like a professional studio.
It's getting me hyped up, dude. Mm-hmm. So I'm building some like sound diffusers, some absorbers, all that stuff.
Bunch of nerdy shit.
I've been doing that all for the last couple days, actually. So,
you really have just like day to night.
Day to night. I'd be doing it right now. I actually didn't want to stop. I didn't even want to do the freaking podcast. I was like, really? Fuck this. I want to fucking keep making my diffusers.
Yeah, maybe you can make some after the podcast.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, it's already at like 11. I'm probably
really? Oh my God. It's funny. We have been putting the podcast out not on time, but every Thursday for the past couple of weeks. So here's another Thursday episode.
First it's like, all right, we want it to come out on Wednesday, so let's put it up at Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh shit, it's Wednesday. It's Tuesday. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it early.
Yeah.
And now it's just, well, at least we did it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, what was funny is I'm like, all right, when we move out to Nashville, it is like go time on the podcast. Neither of us have day jobs anymore. We can just freaking do this shit all the time. But I still find ways to make excuses to not do it on time.
Well, you know what?
I
think we will start doing it on time now. The album has been a huge roadblock in us not getting anything else done. The album has been honestly consuming my brainwaves for the past 3 months.
Yeah.
Since before we moved here.
I know, and we've been honestly doing quite a bit of literal construction.
A ton of construction.
And that's not
house.
Me
it's not like fun. It's not like, and it's also not like building shelves.
Yeah, there's not like a crew of guys here. It's me and Evan, like fucking busting ass, like knocking down walls and
doing a really, really good job, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Yeah. The studio that these guys have built is crazy. I mean, I painted the walls, but really good. It's incredible.
Loving it.
And I'm excited to see what comes from that studio.
I'm excited to get in there and play some goddamn drums.
Yeah, I can't wait to practice in there. All right, so let's get into some questions. We have a ton of questions this week, so we thought we'd answer them. If you guys want to submit them, like I said, hit us up on Gmail. We get to them all eventually. So, Navene, can you do the questions jingle?
We don't have one.
No, remember the...
Hello?
Oh.
Crab. Hello? On KoperCrabb.
Nope.
On KoperCrabb.
That's not the jingle?
No, it's the glistens one.
Well, there's nothing.
It's question time.
Oh, question time. Yeah.
You literally, that's like when my grandma is trying to say my name. She goes through the Rolodex of everyone else's name before she gets to mine. She's like, Steph, Sean, Cassidy, Cheney.
All right, let's try it again. Ready?
It's question time.
All right, there we go. Okay, all right. I can do that again next time.
I don't know, dude, because you did it a week ago and you already forgot.
True that.
All right.
The short-term memory is not, it's a little dulled out. It's not a good thing.
It's disappearing straight up.
Disappearing.
All right, you want to read the first one?
Yeah. So we got Colin O'Kane.
Shout out Colin.
Hey guys, you two are the best content creators.
Thank you.
That's exactly my title.
You know that's what we're going
really
for.
Just putting up top tier premium content. I swear I didn't write this question.
My name is Colin.
Colin you are so awesome.
Colin, if I was trying to make up a name to write in a question,
Colin O'Kane.
It definitely would be Colin O'Kane. Because I'd be trying to like sound a little like, like I'm from a different country.
Right.
Like I'm from Ireland or Scotland. And also I would like miss are those adjectives?
Okay, this is actually kind of crazy.
All right, keep going.
By the way, I'm cold reading this. Okay, I didn't read it ahead of time and think of an answer.
Colin O'Kane. Did you?
Okay, I've been going back and listening through every episode of the podcast in full from the start.
My God.
And I'm up to episode 81.
Colin knows too much about us.
Dude. This is a good guy right here.
Colin, you're rad, man.
He loved every minute of it so far. He laughed. He cried.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I paused and went to Drain Podal. I don't know what that is. Drain Potle? Oh, Chipotle. Okay.
We did that
I
last
listened
night.
to Soul Niger, Kilo Quiche. I bought a copy of the Bhagavad Gita. Wow.
Whoa.
I showed my 64-year-old mother, John Longstreth, who said the quote, I think that might be the best drummer I've ever
Did
seen.
you really do that, Colin? Because if so, that's sick, dude.
So there we go.
He is the best drummer.
2 questions for you guys. Navene. Dude.
I love Colin.
Yeah, this is a great guy. What's it like being a guy in a metal band, dude? Question. I think that was a joke. No, but really, what kind of hardware or software do you use in your songs? I'm thinking of the glitchy electronic drum and synth sounds and new light and resonance. Okay, fair.
Answer that. Let's answer that and then go to the next one.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's talking about doing like glitchy drums and stuff.
Yeah, or like in resonance.
Yeah, I usually just it's like really simple what I do. I usually just pitch the drums up a bunch, and that makes them already sound sort of glitchy.
Well, I think he's talking about drums.
I'm gonna give him the short answer.
Got you.
Give him the short answer. Okay, you download a plugin called Effectrix. Okay, it's an old plugin. It makes it all glitchy, and then you take the drums and you pitch them up. There you go. Boom. You'll have the instant sound.
What about synth?
I do some more stuff than that, but that's a good start. Synth sounds and new light and resonance. Okay. So for those synths, they're heavily reliant on that's kind of the same thing. I mean, you're gonna take it. You can do it with really any synth. You just make the decay really short, and you program in a guitar riff or whatever you want. And you turn it into some sort of like an arpeggiated thing, right? So it's gonna be that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And then throw the Effectrix on there and it'll start glitching and boom, you're done. Good to go.
We use those for like transitions between songs live as well.
Yeah, we put some cool like
a lot of that
stuff.
Which I am into. You know, I've seen many bands in my day. I've seen bands who have no sound in between songs, and I've seen bands who have sound, and having no sound is always kind of a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
Just going completely silent in between songs.
Yeah. I've been thinking though, like on the newer set that I've been working on, I'm leaving like gaps where there will be just like dead silence for like a little bit.
Yeah, well,
I think it would be kind of cool.
Then that's also enough time for me to talk.
Yeah, and just it has an impact if you play samples all the time, and then all of a sudden you just end a song like, damn.
Totally. Well, also
fucking dead silent. It could be impactful.
I think it also helps to have production, because if you see a band that has no production and like everyone's just kind of standing around all awkward on stage during those silences in between, it can look a little weird. But I'm really partial to the way that a band, like the production of a show. I like when a band,
the vibes.
Yeah, the vibes, if you will. I like
Obviously,
when a band,
judging by the jacket.
I like when a band has lights and fog and does it up a little bit.
I agree, 100%. God, I want another one of those salty boys. They're good. Anyway, let's finish up this question.
Yeah.
Shani, do you do guest vocals for anything that's not dick ripping tech DM? I'm a drummer first and foremost, but I have some tracks that I wrote and recorded. So he's looking to collab live on the show.
Oh, yeah.
He wrote some tracks at some point. He can't sing or scream. I guess it's like Genty, Misery Signals. Wondering if you take on any gigs.
Cool.
Okay, Chaney, do you take on any gigs?
Yeah, I do. I actually, most of the guest vocals that I get hit up to do are not technical metal.
Yeah, it is a lot of like,
it's more
groovy,
like
gent.
Yeah, like proggy stuff. So yeah, I do. The only prerequisite is that I like the part.
When we have,
or I feel like I can do something with the part.
And I say we because I record Chaney. That's right.
I have turned down parts before, but It's only been if I truly feel like I do not
have anything
fit it there. Or don't want to do it. But this sounds like something that I would really be into. Circa is one of my favorite bands, and Misery Signals has put out one of my favorite metal albums. So,
but yeah, we do a lot of guest vocals, and we do them here at the house all the time, dude.
Yeah, I do. Just hit me up. I like to do guest vocals over stuff that, I honestly, a lot of Entheos, especially on the new record, as much as it has like super tech crazy shit, they're super, like there are rock parts on the record as well. So I really like to do vocals over all kinds of different stuff. So yeah, just hit me up. I'm available and hear anything out. So.
All right, there we go. Thanks, Colin.
Yeah, thanks, Colin. All right, Jacob Lloyd. What's good, Navene and Cheney? Been jamming the podcast a while now, and even wrote in once before regarding my band Primordial Atrocity. You guys gave some solid advice for my situation, and I appreciated it greatly. Now for my question. If you could write a letter to your younger self when you had your first studio recording experience, what do you think you would tell yourself? Also, Jake's band, Primordial Atrocity, is playing directly after the show that we play at El Corazon. There's a stage. There's like a little bar right next door to El Corazon. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I love going in that bar.
Like the one that has the pinball machines?
Yeah, totally. It's called Funhouse, and there's a stage in there. And I don't think we've ever been in there when a band played, but Jake's band is playing directly after our show. Cool. So if you guys are at that show, go check it out. I'm going to be over there checking it out. But all right.
Where are we playing after Seattle?
Portland.
Okay, so we don't have a long drive.
No, Seattle is going to be a fun night.
Yeah, so NK is going to be in there drinking beer.
Me too, because one of my best friends is coming to see us in Seattle, and I haven't seen him for a long time. So it's about to be a party night, and I'm going to be watching Primordial Atrocity.
After party with PA.
Hell yeah. All right.
Wait, was there a question?
Yeah, if you could write a letter to your younger self when you had your first studio recording experience, what would you tell yourself?
I don't know. Let's see. I pretty much aced it my first time, so I wouldn't tell myself anything.
Yeah, right, dude. The thing with you is that
I actually did ace it, by the way.
I'm sure you did, but what I've noticed with you is that every time you go and track at a studio, you learn something.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being a jerk. What would I tell myself? What's kind of weird is the first time you record, it doesn't really matter that much because you're just doing something that nobody's going to hear for the most part. Yeah,
and you almost don't want to tell yourself the things that you know like 15 or 20 years later, because then you'd doing it as like a noob, you'd be an asshole.
Have fun with it.
Because
cool.
Honestly, that might be like someone who's a little too like learned. Like you might like think you know a little too much for.
You might bum yourself out. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say definitely have fun.
Yeah.
Which I did. I mean, the first time I went into a studio, like my dad's friend had a recording studio, and we recorded like our demo tape up in there. I mean, I was
sick.
It was me, Chase, and Sean had a band, and we were
Regression.
Yeah, and we were like a punk band, and we were 12.
That's pretty cool.
So I mean,
the first time I recorded,
what could I have said to myself then? Like, dude, just keep going, man.
Yeah, everything I would have told myself is stuff that I just did.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Totally.
Honestly,
have
fun and just believe in yourself. Don't don't sit and second guess yourself, and just kind of like do your thing.
Is that what you would tell yourself?
Yeah. I would. But the first time that I tracked was I did an album at this guy named Chris Brown's.
The Chris Brown?
The Chris Brown. Damn. But no, there was this guy named Chris Brown. He recorded in Iowa on like his parents' farm in a barn. They had built out a studio.
Sounds like a first recording experience.
Yeah, with my band Prevail.
That sounds, what's funny?
But it was sick. It wasn't like a crappy barn.
I know, but like explaining your first recording experience, it could either sound like you're doing your first recording experience or you're at the very height of music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like
it's all the same.
One way, your first recording experience is like, it was like on my friend's barn, right?
Yeah.
Then the top is like Queen, like
at a barn,
making it into a studio.
They've like stripped it back to go, and they're in their friend's barn.
Yeah, so
totally. Yeah. I mean, dude, the first time that you record, I just
not gonna matter.
Do your thing.
It's not gonna matter.
I don't know. I don't even know if I would go back and tell myself anything.
No one's gonna hear it.
Yeah.
No one's gonna hear it.
Just kind of do it. I don't know.
Have fun.
Just have fun.
Keep your snare nice and tight, cranked up.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a good thing to do, which I did.
I would have. I don't know.
We got to be able to think of something, dude.
I was really fucking proud of that recording. My best friend and I would jam that for so many years.
Just jamming your own, like the first time you hear, it's cool. The first time you start recording and you like hear your own music, it's a good thing.
Oh, it's awesome, and you just like love it.
Oh. So that for me, that wasn't. I don't remember that being like super exciting to me. It was exciting when like the first time I recorded with like Animosity, like that was exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, sick band.
It was like, we're like heavy, dude. This is insane.
Yeah. I liked recording.
And if I could go back and tell myself something there, I'd be like, guys, play to a metronome.
Totally. Oh, dude. Okay, there we go. Bingo. Yeah. Bingo. Go tell yourself to go play with a fucking metronome.
Like
don't be one of those people.
Does now, so.
I don't know. Some people, I think, still think it's cool to not play with a metronome. And honestly, anytime I hear like a band not with a metronome, I'm like, but it'd be sicker if they did.
Might be sicker if you did.
Might be sicker.
What's that like meme?
It'd be better if you did. Play with a metronome. That's what I would say.
I mean, even if you're not gonna even if you're not gonna record, even if your band's not gonna play with one,
especially if you're a vocalist.
Practice
I think a lot of vocalists over the years, I've heard a lot of vocalists not play to a metronome, and like something that will make or break vocals to me is being on fucking time. You know, especially live, you want to be. I like to hear a vocalist that's like razor sharp, especially in the kind of death metal we play where there are like parts where the vocals are syncopated to the music.
Yeah.
I really want to hear that stuff replicated live. So as a vocalist, it's super beneficial. Another thing I would actually go back and tell myself is to start playing with in-ears from day one.
Seriously. That's actually a good thing right there. I would tell myself that too.
Absolutely. Someone hit me up the other day and asked me what kind of mic. He hasn't done vocals before and he is about to do vocals on stage, and he asked me what kind of microphone to use for a screaming vocalist.
It's like you're going to be using the one that's at the venue that smells like someone's
or dude, just go out and buy like a 58 SM58. They're $100 microphones, very bass level for screaming. That's what
everyone uses.
That's really what you should use.
Whatever.
But what you should spend money on are in-ears.
True.
Because in-ears are actually going to dictate how you sound live, because a lot of vocalists in particular, you cannot hear yourself live. So because your instrument is your body and you have to hear yourself, you will push your voice way too hard and strain yourself and not be able to finish a lot of your vocal lines. So you'll start getting super off time and you'll start being super exacerbated. Is that the word?
No.
What's the word? Exacerbated?
I think that's when when something gets like further pushed up.
Oh, my bad. So you'll be
confrontation. Exhausted?
Okay. Not exhausted, but you'll be like exhausting your energy.
Right.
And in order to keep your voice in perfect condition from the beginning to the end of the set, you have to hear yourself. And you can't do it in a monitor. It does not happen. I don't care what you tell me.
That's why these pros be wearing in-ears.
That's why everyone wears goddamn in-ears.
Straight up.
that is the biggest game changer, period. And I would definitely tell myself that. But that's also as a live musician.
Well, that's the thing. If you're doing that all the time, then you're put me in the studio, I'm good to go. Put me live, I'm good to go.
That's
true.
It
doesn't matter. I've got everything I need right here. Kill the PA. It doesn't matter to me. I don't give a shit.
Totally.
I'm fucking doing my thing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean,
boom.
Then
there's
you're not,
no monitor. Dude, there's no I don't care. Doesn't matter. Turn it off. Turn
Actually,
the monitor off.
you know, that will also help because vocals have a huge tendency to feed back because of the monitor being turned up to the fucking brim and hitting red because you want to hear yourself, but you also want to hear like reverb and good things on your vocals. In my in-ears, the whole time, my vocals sound perfect and the music sounds like an album. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing like a perfect recording.
There you go.
So that's what you want.
So be really sick. So your music sounds like an album.
Yeah. First things first. If your drummer is not sick, fire him because you're never going to be on time.
All right. Jake Miller. A lot of Jakes tonight. Hey guys, love y'all's podcast. Love y'all and the podcast. Sorry. I only found out about it from Cheney doing a TikTok live and mentioning it. Wow,
dude, TikTok. Does TikTok work?
Apparently.
I honestly was like, no one's going to watch this live who like cares about metal.
Right.
But it seems like it worked.
It does matter.
All right.
It does matter.
Cool. I might do another one then.
My question is, what's the best way to get my band noticed and start building a serious fan base? Thank you from Texas. Vocals for Scrap Pile.
Hell yeah.
I'd say first things first. You already got the sick name. That name fucking rips.
Scrap Pile, dude. I'm already seeing. Honestly,
I'm loving it.
For both of these last two band names, Primordial Atrocity and Scrap Pile, I already got the shirts. Like
pile of sticks.
Yeah, I don't want to be able to read. First of all, with Scrap Pile's name, I don't want to be able to read your name. Same with Primordial Atrocity. I don't want to be able to read it.
I don't want to be able to read it.
I want it to just be
just hard.
Like Navene said, pile of sticks dripping down your shirt.
So that's one of the first things, but you already got that. We already got that out of the way.
The names are good to go.
That's logo on every shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, there's two ways to answer this. There's like a douchey way and then like a more artistic way. So the artistic way is make the music that you want to make.
Yeah.
And if people start picking up on it, that's awesome. But no matter what, you will be satisfied because you'll be making the type of stuff that you want to make. And that doesn't happen overnight. That takes a really long time. It's not even something that happens ever, I don't think. I think it's just a never-ending journey. You're just making music and kind of going in different directions and being stoked on it from time to time.
Yeah.
Type of a thing. And that honestly is all that I've ever done. For the most part, I'd say about 90% of my effort has just been, let me make music that I think is cool. And that even makes it sound like that's more premeditated than it really is. I'm actually just making music. And it happens to be kind of cool sometimes. That's really where I'm at. I'm not really like trying super hard. Like, I got to make something really sick. I mean, I have like standards, or I'll be like, oh, I want to make something really fast or whatever, for sure. And that has taken me as far as I have. Not that I'm like some uber famous musician or whatever, but a thing that I can say about myself is that I've been seriously playing music and being able to tour and stuff for almost 20 years now. So that's one of the things. But then from a douchey standpoint, you want to have your merch to look cool.
Yeah, you want your art to look cool and to match your name. And
spend a little bit of time like on your branding or whatever, quote unquote.
Yeah, and kind of like knowing what your thing is.
Yeah, and that takes a really long time as well.
Of course, it takes like, I don't even think that our band really started to figure that out until like 2 years ago. And every day, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it a little more. Yeah, which is okay. It's okay to take time doing those things, but really,
it's fun. It's not even.
It's hella fun, and it's all a part of being a musician. But it also, just takes time to do. And I think that a lot of bands have a tendency to break up after 1 or 2 years, or, you know, they'll be working on an album for 1 or 2 years and it's always coming out like sometime, and then they break up. But really like continuously putting out material, I think too, like I said, not like over analyzing your material to the point that you have been writing an album for the past 7 years and it's never come out. Over analyze it to a certain point. Like I honestly am a perfectionist to a fault, and I like overanalyze myself a lot, but at a certain point you have to just let it go. And I know that a lot of bands who like don't really get anywhere, they just question the things that they do forever. They only have 1 EP out. We live in a world where it's so easy to track yourself at home, and it's so easy to like sit at a computer, write a riff. You can use fake drums. People don't really care as long as the material is cool and worth listening to. So, you know, the possibilities of getting stuff out there are really at your fingertips. And that's really, at the end of the day, when someone shows me a band personally, their merch can be a little off, their thing can be a little off, but if their music is good,
cooler if it is on.
Yeah. It's cooler if it's on, but if it's off, I totally get it. And I care about the music more than anything. And that really is the thing, because, dude, you can take a band with good music and you can market them. That's really easy to do. But having a band who can't play their instruments and like who make like awful music and can't play it live, that's not an easy thing to teach. Marketing is the easy
band
thing.
Who's got like one or the other, like they're really, really crazy talented musicians and stuff, but it's not like branded at all or whatever, and they're kind of a small band.
Right.
And then you got the opposite where they're like totally marketed, like all branded and everything, and their music's just dog shit.
Totally.
So I think it's definitely important to, I'd say, spend the bulk of your time on your creative journey. And then you can't ignore having the image and the merch and the, making things look slick and being cool on the internet and stuff. So there's definitely a part of that needs to happen.
Totally.
And really that's just being like yourself, just let it happen. Like,
I really
Shane
think
and I aren't like online, like with some like persona, we're just doing what we think is cool.
Yeah, I think that's another thing that it comes down to, is to be authentic in what you're doing. Yeah. And people really latch onto that.
Just enjoy
just
the
be
fucking
yourself.
ride,
yeah, enjoy it. And just
enjoy
really
journey,
never stop, because that sounds really cheesy to never stop. It sounds so cliche and cheesy, but that really is the only reason that Navene and I are still playing music, is because there are so many times where both of us could have been like, you know what? I don't really want to do this that much anymore. I'm going to go do something else.
Yeah.
But the reason that we've been able to get as far as we have, which isn't like the furthest, but we like Navene said, we do music for a living. That's what we do. And the reason we've been able to do that is because we have not stopped doing that.
Right. 100% of the bands that are out there playing shows and have a bunch of fans are playing shows and having a bunch of fans.
Right.
They didn't stop doing it.
Yeah.
And, it's not like I don't think you have to be committed in the way that, a New Year's resolution or something, but like make the decision that that's what you're going to do with your life.
Totally. And something will come from it.
And if that's what you're going to do, that means that's what you're going to do no matter what.
Yeah, and always just be your total authentic self. You don't have to necessarily adhere to like what's expected of you from, or like one genre. The coolest bands always like do their own thing.
And that's another thing, like being authentic. Some people kind of take that in a way like I have to be like totally this original guy or whatever.
Not true.
Like for me, my authentic self, I like love other musicians, and there's a bunch of people who have really inspired me big time, and I want to be like them. So for me, that's being authentic. I want to be like these musicians or make music like the people that I look up to, you know? Doesn't mean that I need to like rewrite everything that's ever been done before, you know? And of course but I think if you are being genuine about it and taking genuine influence, it'll come out in your own way.
I absolutely agree with that. And you might start off writing stuff that's more derivative, and over time you just kind of find your voice, you know? You figure out what it is you're supposed to do and what feels right. You just kind of got to stay with it like anything else.
So number one, you got to keep doing it.
Stay with it, man.
So the best way to get noticed is to keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
You learn something new all the time. It's kind of like what we were talking about with Jake Lloyd. If you keep going, you just inevitably learn new things about it. You start to understand more what your thing is, what you want to do, what you want your band to be. And it's authentic, but it's also a learning experience. And, you know, you get things more in line the further along you get.
And also, to top that off, I have come to the realization that the best, most important thing that we can do in our life is the type of work that we like doing.
Absolutely.
Nothing is more important than that.
It really is.
Because that's what you have to spend your time doing something. And the most meaningful way to do that is to do something that you like doing. And that doesn't mean you're going to like doing it all the time. I'm building a studio right now. It's one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. But there's always a point in every day where I'm like, fuck, I'm really over this.
Yeah, totally.
But it's like so awesome and I love doing it. So I think keep that in mind. It's a thing that you're just going to do for the rest of your life, and that's it.
The work is never done.
No, it's fun.
Our work is never over.
The work is never done. It's always fun. Podcast title.
Damn. All right, last question of the night. This one is from Gabriel.
Not Jake, huh? Yeah.
What is the process of forming a tour? How do all of the bands agree/form as one full tour? And how long is the process of hearing about doing the tour to it being officially announced take? All right, that's the first question.
Okay,
that's a really, really good question, actually.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, especially like parents and stuff, they have like no idea how it works. You know, like how do you guys all get together? Like, so the way that it works is, a band that's going to be the headlining band, the last band, that's kind of considered their tour.
Right. So
what they do is they talk to their booking agent, and they have a few bands that they want to that open for them. So they will propose a set amount of dates. So let's say it's 30 days. It goes to all these cities, and then they put the feelers out for who wants to join them on that tour. And you get what's known as an offer to do the tour. So it's, Entheos, do you want to open up for this band? You're going to get X amount of money per night. Here's where it's going. Let us know if you want to do it. You need to let us know immediately. They always
tell you that you need to let them know immediately.
You got to know now. You got to know in 12 hours. That's, you know, it's.
But really, you don't need to let them know immediately. So what a band does from there is that will be sent to your management and your band, or if you don't have a manager, just the band and your booking agent. Sometimes your booking agent is the one booking the entire tour, but sometimes your booking agent is just the receiver of the offer. So then as a band, you can choose to take the offer as is, or you can negotiate. And when you negotiate, you're taking the amount of money that they offered you, and you're negotiating a little more money for yourself.
Or the time, maybe like they offered you like a 35-minute set, and you're like, hey, we want to play for 45 minutes. You know, you say something like that. Or we want a football helmet full of cottage cheese, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Kind of stuff.
Or you decide that you don't want to even be on tour with that band at all, and you can turn down the offer.
Yeah.
Or you can respond and negotiate, or you can respond and not need to negotiate at all.
And just say, hey, sounds like a good time. Thanks.
Yeah,
we'll do it.
Exactly. So then you've confirmed a tour at that point. And what they'll usually tell you is, Entheos, you are getting an offer from so-and-so band to be slot 4 out of 5 bands. So that means that you're direct support. You don't usually know who the other bands are because they're being asked at the same exact time. And they're confirming.
But that's how it works, and it seems kind of confusing for the average person.
Yeah, it is confusing.
But yeah, we don't. So that's another thing. Like, you know, people will be like, "What? You guys aren't going to, you know, wherever, you know?" And it's like, I had absolutely nothing to do with the tour at all. I just said I would go on it.
Especially if we're a support band. If you're the headlining band, you have some say
then
over
you can
it.
say, hey, we want to go to Santa Cruz. We want to go to Nashville, blah, blah, blah.
If you're a support band, you have literally absolutely 100% nothing to do with the booking of the tour. At all.
You just
or
show up.
What time the shows are or anything to do except that you're invited to play the shows and you're going to get paid.
And then taking that one step further, most of the time, only one person in the band even has any idea what's going on. And the rest of the people like simply are just told what day to show up.
Yeah.
That's it.
But also with that offer, you'll be told how much money you're going to make, how many shows there will be. And also you'll get like a certain amount of money for food every night for your entire crew. And you'll be offered that. Your set length, and also you'll be told how many shirt designs you're allowed to take with you. Right. So that all comes packaged together in the offer.
A lot of details.
A lot of deets. So after you confirm, you're like confirmed for the tour, and usually you know that you're doing the tour for a good 2 or 3 months before it's actually announced. Usually,
2, 3, probably
honestly,
6 months.
it's like 6.
Yeah, I mean, we've known about this tour that we're doing for like fucking 8
almost
months.
a year, I think we've known about this tour.
I remember when we confirmed it, we were like, I was like, oh, that's just never going to happen.
I thought it was a million years away. We confirmed it before I got in an accident. We confirmed this tour.
So that was like, when was that?
That was August. So I think we knew about this tour last June or July.
Right. So I was like, that's never going to happen. That's in the future.
Yeah. So that gives you time, in our case, to get live members, which...
It's time for us to put
hire,
everything off.
To hire a crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then to order merch. And there's a lot of preparation that goes into touring that I don't know if a lot of people get.
And that's one of the main reasons why Cheney and I were like, hey, you know what? We're going to not try to push it and tour so soon after all the crazy lockdowns and everything. Not because we were like scared to tour or anything, but it was more because, well, if we go buy a bunch of freaking t-shirts and get all these guys out here to play with us and everything, and then the tour doesn't happen or gets canceled halfway through, who's paying for that?
Yeah, we're
me.
And we're very, our band in particular is very money conscious. Like I've been doing the budgeting for our tour for the past couple of weeks. Navene does a lot of stuff with the budgeting.
You write it down, like here's how much we need to make every day.
Yeah, we're very we know exactly how much money we can spend and what we can make, off the merch we have.
I mean, what we do and what we started doing towards the last couple tours is we take the whole entire cost of the tour, and then I just divide that up by every show. So I'm like, here's how much we need to make every day. And if we make it, then I'm like, we're going to be good.
Yeah.
And then you can exceed that amount, and then you start making a little bit.
And then you start high-fiving because it's pretty sick.
And you get stoked.
Yeah. And it's improves the band morale. So we know exactly how much money we need to make every single day in order to pay our merch bill, our sound person, our merch person. In our case, we have... we're taking 2 live guitar players, and then also, when we get paid, we know what we have to hit in order for us to get paid. But then, you have to account for the van potentially breaking down, the trailer.
Yeah, if the van breaks down, who's going to pay for it?
Yeah, so we also keep money in savings to be able to cover that stuff if any of that goes awry. So, but on top of that, like I said, you're ordering merch, hiring your crew, getting the van ready,
makeup artists,
masseuses, buying clothes to wear on tour. You're just kind of like
wardrobe.
You're planning it all out.
Don't forget about getting your nails done, Cheney.
Believe me, I'm not, and I'm getting my hair done too.
Oh, I got my hair done today. It's I just did it in the kitchen, and I put a bunch of coconut oil in it. My secret's coconut oil.
I can see the coconut pieces in your fucking
those aren't
hair.
coconut pieces. Those might be dandruff.
All right, Gabriel also says, do you ever listen to your own music on your free time? Well, that's all I've been doing lately.
Yeah.
because we just
honestly,
finished our album.
I usually listen to it a lot when I'm writing it, and then right after it comes out, not even when it comes out, but when it's done.
When it's mixed.
I'll like give it a couple listens. I'm like, this is sick.
I'll also listen to the music videos for sure. Can't say I haven't probably, but then I'll revisit everything when we're writing the next album.
Oh, really?
So yeah, because I listened to Dark Future and Infinite Nothing right when we started writing this album. But
I'd like to take a break from this one for a while, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not going to be listening to it for a long time because, you go and play it live and honestly, I start to hear different versions of songs in my head because I start to hear live versions and so while we're writing, I listen to our music a ton. That's all I've been listening to for the last probably 5 months. And I probably will still listen to it for the next 2 months until it's mixed. And then when the singles come out. But after that, I'm just going to shelve it.
Shelve that motherfucker.
I love it. It's like one of my favorite albums. But, I
will give it a serious listen. When this thing is like done, when Mark's done mixing it and shit, I'm going to fucking jam that fucker.
I might listen to it once a year.
Yeah, I don't know.
I might listen to it before a tour as well. I need to go back and listen to a few of our songs, but.
Well, there you go.
That's it. Yeah.
Last question of the night, Cheney, because then we need to get the F out of here.
Any memorable moments at the Catalyst? What's your favorite venue to watch a concert or show?
Dude, when I was like 12, I went and saw a real big fish there, dude.
Damn.
Get some of that.
Dude.
It was way sick.
When we saw Tegan and Sarah there, it was sick as fuck.
That was really good.
We also saw BT Bam play the Alaska or the fucking Colors.
I was going to mention that
tour.
That was actually the first thing that came to mind.
And people were like crowd surfing over the 21 and over area. It was pretty sick.
Dude, that was super sick.
That was sick.
That was a really good time. Who else? I've seen a bunch of freaking good shows.
Yeah, we've
there.
seen a ton of stuff.
Riff Raff in the atrium.
Oh yeah, the atrium. Converge and Sumac in the atrium. We're about to play the atrium, so that's going to be pretty memorable. I met Anoop Sastry there.
There you go.
Saw him playing with intervals.
A
lot of memorable stuff. I mean, I've seen so many of my friends that. I've seen so many of my friends play there, and Ben Torres, seeing him there was pretty rad. We saw Chase play with Decrepit.
We hung out there sometimes. We'd go play pool upstairs. People don't know that. There's like an upstairs lounge.
Yeah, get a little crunk up in there.
And you can go play pool. You can get drinks.
Dude, we've seen a lot of cool stuff at the Catalyst.
Santa Cruz, dude. It's gonna be weird being there.
I'm gonna love it.
It's gonna be cool. If you're there, come say hi.
Favorite venue to watch a concert or show? Just my living room with a DVD on of the show.
DVD, huh?
I like it to watch a DVD. All the lights
copy.
off. Lights off.
All right, favorite venue to play. I remember I had an answer to this.
Favorite venue I've ever played. I don't know. I've played a lot of sick venues. I just can't pick one. This is like albums.
My favorite venue to play is in your backyard. What up?
That's not even good.
No, the other day I was actually thinking about my favorite venue to play, and I had an answer.
You know what?
Why don't you just name some cool venues that you've played? How about that?
I don't really care about the venue. I'd
say come and take it live, dude.
That's a good venue.
Texas, that place fucking rules. Whoa.
I don't care about the venue though, as much as I care about how sick the crowd is. So any venue could be good if the crowd is sick.
True.
On that Rivers
True, that's
tour,
what's up, dude. Sick crowd.
On that Rivers tour that we did, Kansas City went apeshit, and New Haven, like Tampa, at that venue, I think it's called New Haven. That was fucking sick. And then there was this guy with moonshine after the show, and I was just sipping on that moonshine and just
Kansas.
like fucking. No, this wasn't at Kansas. This was
there was moonshine at Kansas because remember everybody got into a fight.
No, this is a different tour. This is Rivers.
Yeah.
There was a guy. No, it wasn't moonshine. It was it's not wine.
Mezcal.
No, it's not wine. It's
port.
No, it's like
barley wine.
Barley wine.
Was it really barley wine?
Yeah, he had fucking barley wine that he made. So he's sick, and I hope that he comes back out to the show because I was drinking his barley wine and
bring some of that good barley wine.
Smoked a J and just went to sleep.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, just playing, fuck the venue. You know, I'm trying to rip the crowd up.
I'm trying to rip the crowd, and I'm also trying to chill with the crowd.
It is beneficial when the venue has a good sound system, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, but I can't tell. I got in-ears in.
True.
I'm going to have fun every night of this tour.
1720 is pretty sick.
I'm going to have...
Cheney, agree? Disagree?
Yeah, I like playing there.
That's a pretty nice venue. That's probably the sickest venue.
I'm going to have... Straight up. I'm going to have fun at every venue on this tour because I'm not doing merch. And I'm just going to be standing by merch and watching our merch guy do it and hanging out with people.
So your favorite venue is a venue that you don't have to sell merch at?
That's, yeah. Best venue.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's the show for the week, guys.
Yeah, that was actually a good time, to be honest.
Yeah, that was a great time. Love doing this podcast. Love you guys. Thank you so much for writing in. Send us more questions. Come and see us on tour. Say what's up. Much love, you guys. Have a good week.
Peace. Yeah. NK taking over the show solo.